Welcome to this video. In this video, I am going to explain you how you can write a C program to determine a saddle point in any matrix. First of all, let me explain you what is saddle point in any matrix. So, a matrix is said to have a saddle point if some entry is the smallest value in row I and largest value in column J. That is, suppose if we consider this row 0. In this particular row, if we go through all these elements, 5 elements, we can see that this first element, it is the smallest in this particular row. Now, if we find whether this particular is the largest in this corresponding column or not, then we will see that this one is not the largest. 10 is the largest in this particular column. Since this particular element, it is smallest in 0 row, but it is not the largest in the corresponding column, so it is not a saddle point. Now if we move to the second row, then in this particular row, this one is the smallest. Now if we check in this particular column, then 7, it is the largest number. So again, this particular will not be a saddle point because it is smallest in this row but not this largest in the corresponding column. Now if I move to the third row, in this row we have 7 as the smallest number. And if I determine if it is largest in the corresponding column, then you will find that it is the largest number, and hence this is our saddle point. Now if I move to the next row, and again if I check for this smallest number, then this is our smallest number. And if I check the corresponding column, then I will find that largest number is 10. So again, this one is not our largest number, and hence it is not our saddle point. So we will be having only one saddle point, and the location of that saddle point, it is 2 row and 4th column. So we should get this output. Now suppose if we do not have any saddle point, then our program should display that the matrix does not have any saddle point. Now to get into the program, as you can see that to get the saddle point manually, what is our steps? Our step is that we scan the rows one by one. We start from 0th row, then we move to 1, then 2, then 3. So we scan the row one by one, and in each row, first we get the minimum value in the row, and then we check whether it is maximum also in the corresponding column. And if it is minimum in the row and maximum in the column, then we declare that it is a saddle point. So same procedure we need to follow in our program. So to get the minimum and maximum, we can declare two functions. First, minimum to determine the minimum value in the corresponding row. Then we will apply maximum function to get the whether that particular value is maximum also in the corresponding column. So with this background, we can now start writing a C program. So to write a C program, what we can do is, first we can declare two functions. First is to get the minimum value, another to get the maximum value. And what we are going to do in the main function, we are going to pass the array. Let it be like this. We are going to pass the array, and along with the array we are also going to pass the row number for which we are planning to determine the minimum value. So whatever is the location of the minimum value, that we are going to return, that this function is going to return. So since the return value will be of integer type, so we will declare the data type of the function as int. Now after getting the minimum value, our next task is to determine whether the location at which we found the minimum value, whether that value is also the largest in the corresponding column. So to get that, we are going to use the max function, and in max function again we are going to pass an array, and along with this we are going to pass the location, row number and column number of the minimum number, lowest number that we found with the help of min function. So m will be the row number, n will be the column number of that particular element. And this function max is going to return either 0 or 1. It is going to return 1 if the value at m and n, if that is also the largest in the corresponding column. So if it is also the largest, then it means that it is a saddle point, and this particular max function is going to return 1. Otherwise it is going to return 0, and since it is returning 1 or 0, so it means that the data type of our function, it will be int type. Now let me write a main program. In the main program, first of all I am going to declare an array, and along with the array I am going to initialize the values of my array, just to avoid entering 20 elements every time I run the program. Apart from the array, I am going to declare loop. I am going to declare variable I for the loop. I am going to declare variable mn, in which I am going to get the return value from function min. I declared variable mx to get the return value from function max, and I declared variable flag and initialize it to 0. The value of flag will remain 0 if in the matrix we do not found any saddle point, but the value of the flag will become 1 if we found the saddle point. So with the help of the flag, we can at the end we can put a condition that if the value of the flag is 0, then it means that we have not found any saddle point, and it must be that we have not printed any line like saddle point is at this point. So since we have not printed that thing, so we should print that our matrix does not have a saddle point. So to get the status that whether the matrix has a saddle point or not, so we can get that status with the help of this flag. So at the end we will just put a condition, and if the value remains 0, then we will put a printf statement that our matrix does not have a saddle point. Okay, so now after this I may start a loop, I loop, and this I loop will iterate for each row, and in each row, first of all, it is going to determine the location of the minimum value that is present in the row, means the column number of the minimum value. So I called this minimum function. I passed two arguments, array, and I passed the value of the row number. Now this function is going to return me the value of m, and this mn will be the column number of the minimum value that is there in the row I. Now after getting this, I will first check if my mn is not equals to -1, because if mn is equals to -1, then it means that our row does not have any single lower value, minimum value. Means there may be a chance that the minimum value that is there in the row, they are present at two locations. Means two values are minimum. So in that case, we do not have a saddle point in that particular row. So if this is the case, we do not need to identify the maximum, whether that particular value is maximum or not. Straight away we will conclude that that particular row does not have a saddle point. But if this condition is not true, then in that case we will go inside this and we will call the function max, and whatever value that max function is going to return, I am going to assign it to max variable. As an argument, I am going to pass array, the value of the row and the value of the column for which we are getting the minimum value. Means we pass the row number and the column number of the minimum value in row I. Now after that, we are going to check a condition. If mx is equals to 1. Now if mx is, since our max function is going to return value 1 if it founds a saddle point. Means if this I comma mn, if it is a saddle point. Otherwise this max function is going to return 0. So I am going to check if mx is equals to 1. If it is equals to 1, then straight away I can print f that saddle point is present at okay, and now if I can end over here. Else, okay, before ending I should also change the value of flag to 1, just to, so that in the end when I am going to put a condition, if flag is equals to 0, then in that case, since flag is 1, so that condition will become false and we are not going to print over there that saddle, our matrix does not have a saddle point. So I will end over here my if, then I will end the if of this mn not equals to -1 condition, and then it is the end of if, end of I loop. Okay, now after this I can put a condition over here. If flag is equals to 0, if it is 0, then I am going to print f that matrix does not have saddle point, right? Return 0 and end. So this will be my main, program. This. So in the main program, what I did, first I declare the array and some variables, then I start a loop to check in each row the minimum value and the maximum value, and if there is a saddle point in that row. So to get a saddle point, first I get the minimum value, location means column number of the minimum value, then if there is any minimum value, then I check whether that minimum value is also the maximum in the corresponding column, and if it is maximum, then I checked for this and I print that the saddle point is at that point. Else I print if flag is 0, then matrix does not have a saddle point. So this will be our main program. Now after this, now let me come to the function definition. So first I am going to write the function definition for min function. So my variable, my function, it is int min, int arr, over here inside the min function I am going to declare some variable I for the loop mn to get the minimum value. So I initialize it with the first element of the row m, and I declare one variable POS and initialize it to 0. This POS will help us to record the column number of the row. Okay, then I will start a loop that will iterate from 1, because we have already taken this first element, so we will start from the second element. So it will start from 1 and we will iterate till the end of the last element, means total there are 5 elements, so I will iterate from till 4, means for the value of I equals to 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then I plus plus. Inside this for loop I will first check a condition. If array m I is equals to mn. Now if this is the case, then it means that there are two values, that this first element and the second element, they are equal to each other. So if this starting element, if it is the minimum value, least value, if it is the least value present in the row, then this second element, it is also the least. Since we have two least value in a row, so it means that we cannot have a saddle point, and in that particular case we should assign the value -1 to POS, so that when our function is going to return the value of POS, then if it returns -1, then it will indicate that the minimum value is present at 2 location in this corresponding row, and as we do not have a saddle point. Now after this we are going to check if mn I is less than mn. So if this is not the condition, then we are going to check this condition if the first element is less than the first element. Okay, and if it is the case, then we are going to reassign the value of mn as this, and to store the location of this minimum value, we just assign the value of I to POS, and then it is the end of our if condition in the for loop. So what we did in the for loop, we first check if it is equals to mn. If it is equals to mn, then we are going to put the value of POS as -1. If it is less than mn, means this is the minimum value, this is less as compared to the first value, so I assign the value of mn as this value. Okay, and the value of POS, it is equals to I, and after that simply we will return the value of POS, and this will be the end of our. Now to check how this function is going to work, let me take this particular matrix. Now over here let us consider that this array that is passed, it is this, and the value of the m means the row number that is passed, it is 0, means we are going to just scan this particular row. Now the variables that I have declared first variable declared is I, second variable is mn, and the value is this array m0. Now the value of m is 0, so 0 0 element will be this one. So I put the value of this over here. And then the third variable is POS, and I initialize it as 0. Then we start a loop, and the value of I is 1. We start with value of I as 1. Then we come inside the if, and over here we check this condition. So the value of ARR M means 0 and I. Now 0I means 0 1. This is this value too. So since this 2 is equals to mn is 1. So since condition is false, so we are not going to execute this. We will check this condition. Now over here, this is 2, this is 1. Condition is false, so again we are not going to execute this 2. We will go to the next value of I, which is 2. Now we will check this array m is 0, so array 0 2, it is this 3 value, so it is this 3 value. So we will check this condition. Since it is 3, it is 1, condition is false, so we are not going to do anything. We will then check this condition. Again this is 3, this is 1, again condition is false, so we are not going to do anything. And then we will go to the next value of I. In the next value of I, we have this array m03, means we have 4. So again we are going to check 4 with 1. Condition is false, this condition is also false, so we are not going to do anything. We are going to go to the next value of I, which is 4. Now array 0 4 means 6. Again you can see that this condition as well as this condition, both the conditions are false, so again we are not going to do anything, and we will go to the next value of I, which is 5. Now over here, if we check this condition of the I loop, then this condition becomes false, and since this condition becomes false, so we will come out of the I loop and we are going to execute this, means we are going to return the value of POS, which is 0. And you can see that in this particular row, our minimum value is located at location 0 column. So it means that this program is giving us a proper answer. Now let me go to the next one, to the function definition of max function. So in max function, I passed 3 arguments. First is array, second the row number of the minimum value, and then the column number of the minimum value. And then inside this, first I am going to declare some variables. I for the loop, mx will be the variable in which I am going to store the minimum value, which I need to find if it is maximum in the corresponding column or not, in that particular column or not. So to get that, I will start a loop, and my loop will, since I have to check in that column, so my loop is going to iterate through the row by row. So it will be from I equals to 0 to I less than 4, I plus plus, and then inside this I will check if array I n if it is greater than equals to mx. And at the same time I am going to check if I is not equals to m. Then I will simply return 0, because if this is true, then it means that we have another element in that particular column whose value is greater than this value. Okay, then the minimum value for that particular row. Okay, so we are going to return 0, means we do know it is not the saddle point. Similarly, we will also check this condition. We will check if that value of I, means if that is not the same value, means value at the same location at which we found the minimum value, means it should not be, I should not be equals to m. If I is not equals to m, then we are going to return 0. Okay, so this we are going to check for all the values in that particular column, and if we are not returned anything till the end of the I loop, then at the end we are going to return value 1, and then it will be the end of this function. So now let me show how this function is going to work. So to show this, let me consider this particular matrix. So this array is passed to the function, and the value of m and n that is passed, let the value of m is corresponding to this row, means 2, and the value of n, since in this particular row we have this minimum value, so the value of n, it will be corresponding to this column, so it is 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4, so it will be 4. Okay, now I come inside the function. Over here I have this variable. I declared the value of mx, and let me put array I n. So the value of mx, it is mn, so 2, 4, it is this 7, so the value of mx, it will be 7. Now I come inside the for loop, and in for loop the value of I, it is 0. Now inside the I loop, first we are going to check this condition. Now the value of array I n, I is 0, n is 4, so at 0, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, so 0, 4 we have this 6, so the value of this, it will be 6. So if 6 is greater than equals to mx, now since it is not greater than equals to mx, so this condition it becomes false, and I not equals to m, I is 0, m is 2, so again this condition is true, but since this is false, this is true, overall we will get a false statement condition. So we are not going to come inside this if, and we are going to go for the next value of I, which is 1. Now again we will get this value array I n, which is, this time it will be 1. So again the condition is true, it is 1, mx is 7, so this condition is false, and this condition again it is true, but overall it becomes false. So again we will go to the next value of I, which is 2. Now at 2 we will come at this location, means the value of this array I n, it will be 7. Now this condition, because this is 7, so this condition is true this time, and I not equals to m, I is 2, m is 2, so now since I and m both are equal to each other, so now this becomes false. Okay, now you can note over here that previously up to I equals to 1, this condition was false and this was true, but at 2 this condition, it becomes true and this becomes false. So, and it is the purpose, it is the reason that I put this condition, because this at this particular point also, if I do not put this thing, then because this is true, so it will return 0, means it will simply show that there is no saddle point. Okay, so we should, to avoid this, I put this condition that if this is the case, that I and m, that it is referring to the same element of the array, then it means that we should not return 0. Okay, so overall this condition becomes false. Now since it is false, I go to the next iteration, means the value of I, it becomes 3. Now this array in, it becomes this 6. Now again this condition, this is false and this is true, so overall it is false. So again we will go to the next iteration of I, value of I becomes 4, and this time the condition that is there in the I loop, it becomes false, and since it becomes false, so we will come out of the I loop and we are going to return 1. So value 1 will be returned by the max function, means it says that yes, it is the saddle point, because this element which is the minimum in this row, this is the maximum in this corresponding column. Okay, so now let me show you this program that we have discussed on the code block. Over here you can see that first I declared, as I explained you, I declared 2 functions. Then in the main function I declared array, then I declared sum function. Over here I print my array, so whatever values that I put over here, I print that values. And then over here in I scan, first I scan the minimum, for the minimum value, then I go for the maximum value, and if I got the saddle point, I print it, that saddle point is there at location this and this, and if, and then I reassign the value 1 to flag, and if at the end I check this condition, if flag is 0, then print saddle point does not exist, then return. And over here I define these 2 functions, min and max. So in the min is this and max is this. It is exactly same what I have discussed in the video. Now if I run this program, you can see that the array, that this is my array, and over here it is saying that the saddle point does not exist. And you can see that if we scan this first row, over here minimum element is 7, but it is not the maximum is 8. Now you can see the second row. In the second row, minimum element, we have 2 minimum values, 8 and 8. Minimum value is 8, but it is located at 2 positions. Okay, so it is not the saddle point. So in this particular case, our program must have returned -1 for the minimum value. So coming to the third, minimum is this, but still it is not the maximum. To the fourth row, this 2 is the minimum, but again it is not the maximum. So it means that our program is saying, as predicted it correctly, that it does not have a saddle point. Now let me change some value. Let me put let me change this value to 7, and now if I run this program again, now you can see that my matrix is this. Okay, and again it is saying that it is not a saddle point. Okay, now I do not, in the second row I put a change, I make it 7. So you can see minimum value is this, but it is not the maximum value, so it again says that it does not have a saddle point. Now again let me change this value, let me make it 8, and let me make this value as 7, or I just have to make this as the larger one, so 12 and let it be 8. So now if I run the program, let's see if I get something saddle point. Yes, now you can see it is a program. Let me increase the size. So over here it is saying saddle point present is 8 at 1,4, means first this row number and fourth column. So this is our saddle point, and you can see that in this minimum is this and the maximum is also this. So with this you can see that whatever we discussed, it is giving us the correct answer. Okay, so with this I end this video. Thank you so much.